Close your eyes for a second and imagine your life 5 years from now. Imagine waking up in the same place, still struggling, still making excuses, still telling yourself, one day I'll change. Now imagine watching everybody else move forward while you stay stuck in the same cycle you promised yourself you would escape. That pain, that feeling in your chest right now, that fear of wasting your potential, that is not weakness. That is your mind screaming for change. Because deep inside, you already know you were meant for more. You were not born just to survive every day. You were not born to live average. You were not born to spend your entire life watching other people become great while you keep doubting yourself. But listen carefully. There is one thing standing between you and the life you want. One thing: discipline, not talent, not luck, not connections, discipline. And most people will never understand this until it's too late. They will keep waiting for motivation, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for life to become easier. Meanwhile, time keeps moving. Every second you waste, your future is watching. Every excuse you make, your dreams get further away. Every moment you choose comfort, you become weaker. And that is exactly how people destroy their potential. Not in one day, not through one big mistake, but slowly, quietly, through daily habits that steal their future piece by piece. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself you would change? How many times have you said, tomorrow I'll start? How many nights have you looked at your life and felt disappointed because you know you are capable of more? That frustration you feel, that is the war between who you are right now and who you could become. And the scary part is this: if you do not take control of your mind, your habits will control your life. Because every day you are either building yourself or destroying yourself. Every day you are becoming stronger or becoming weaker. There is no staying the same. The world does not reward excuses. It rewards discipline. The people you admire, the people winning in life, the people living with confidence, strength, freedom, and success, they mastered the ability to do what needed to be done even when they did not feel like doing it. That is power. Real power is not talking. Real power is self-see. Control. Real power is waking up tired and still getting the work done. Real power is staying focused while everybody else is distracted. And today, you have a decision to make. You can keep living the same cycle, keep delaying your goals, keep wasting years of your life, or you can become dangerous. Dangerous because you stop depending on motivation. Dangerous because you become disciplined. Dangerous because you finally decide that your future matters more than your excuses. So do not watch this video casually. This video is not entertainment. This is a wake-up call. And by the end of this video, one thing will become clear. Discipline is not just something that changes your habits. Discipline changes your entire life. Discipline beats motivation because motivation is emotional, but discipline is a decision. Motivation depends on how you feel in a moment. Discipline depends on who you choose to become. That is why so many people start strong but never finish. They wait for inspiration to push them forward, and when inspiration disappears, they stop moving. But the people who truly change their lives are not the people who always feel motivated. They are the people who keep going even when they feel nothing at all. Think about it. Everyone feels motivated in the beginning. The beginning is exciting. The dream feels fresh. The vision feels powerful. You watch a video, hear a speech, see someone successful, and suddenly you feel unstoppable. You promise yourself that this time everything will change. You wake up early for a few days. You work harder for a week. You stay focused for a little while. But then reality hits. The excitement fades. The work becomes repetitive. The results come slowly. That is the moment where motivation disappears. And that is where discipline takes over. Discipline is what carries you when emotions fail you. Because emotions fail you. Because emotions are unstable. Some mornings you wake up confident. Other mornings you wake up doubting yourself. Some days you feel energized. Other days you feel mentally exhausted. If your success depends only on how you feel, then your life will always stay inconsistent. And an inconsistent mindset creates an inconsistent future. The truth is, successful people are not superhuman. They do not wake up every day feeling ready to conquer the world. They get tired too. They get frustrated too. They have days where they want to quit. The difference is that they do not let temporary feelings control permanent goals. They understand that discipline matters more than emotion. A disciplined person says, I will do the work whether I feel like it or not. That mindset changes everything. Because life is not won in the moments where you feel excited. Life is won in the moments where you feel tired but continue anyway. Anybody can work hard when they are motivated. Anybody can chase a dream when everything feels perfect. But can you stay committed when things become difficult? Can you stay focused when progress feels slow? Can you keep showing up when nobody notices your effort? That is the real test. Discipline is waking up early when your bed feels more comfortable than your future. Discipline is studying when your mind wants entertainment. Discipline is going to the gym when your body wants rest. Discipline is controlling your habits when distractions are everywhere. It is the ability to choose what you want most over what you want right now. Most people lose their future because they keep choosing temporary comfort. They choose sleep instead of goals, excuses instead of action, entertain, entertainment instead of growth, easy instead of necessary. Then they wonder why their life never changes. But discipline forces you to do what average people avoid. It teaches you to master yourself. And once you master yourself, you become dangerous in the best possible way. Because a disciplined person cannot easily be distracted. A disciplined person does not depend on outside energy to move forward. They become their own source of momentum. And understand this clearly. Discipline creates freedom. At first, discipline feels painful. It feels uncomfortable to wake up earlier, to stay focused, to stay consistent, to sacrifice short-term pleasure. But eventually that discipline creates a stronger mind, a healthier body, better finances, greater confidence, and a better future. Meanwhile, a lack of discipline feels comfortable in the beginning, but painful in the end. Laziness may feel easy today, but years later it turns into regret. That is why discipline always wins. Motivation can start the journey, but only discipline can finish it. Imagine an athlete training for a championship. Do you think they feel motivated every single day? Absolutely not. There are days when their body hurts. Arts, days when they are mentally drained. Days when nobody is cheering for them, but they still train. Why? Because discipline reminds them that the goal matters more than the mood. The same is true for your life. If you only work on your dreams when you feel inspired, you will never reach your full potential. Real growth happens when you continue despite discomfort. Real strength is built through repetition. The people who become successful are usually the people who learn how to stay consistent long after everyone else gave up. And consistency is powerful. One disciplined hour every day can change your future. One disciplined decision repeated daily can completely transform your life over time. Small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but repeated consistently, they become life-changing. A person who reads 10 pages every day gains knowledge. A person who exercises every day gains strength. A person who saves money consistently builds stability. Discipline turns small actions into massive results. But many people never experience this transformation because they are addicted to motivation. They are constantly searching for another speech, another video, another emotional high. They keep waiting to feel ready. But readiness is a myth. Nobody ever feels perfectly ready. The people who succeed are the ones who move forward despite uncertainty. Discipline teaches you to act even when you are uncomfortable. And that is where confidence comes from. Confidence is not built by talking. It is built by keeping promises to yourself. Every time you stay disciplined, you prove to yourself that you are capable. You begin to trust yourself more. You begin to respect yourself more. Your mindset changes because your actions change. Eventually, discipline becomes part of your identity. You stop saying, I'm trying. You start saying, this is who I am. You become someone who finishes what they start, someone who shows up, someone who keeps moving forward no matter what. And that mindset separates leaders from followers, because the world is full of people who start but never finish, full of people with dreams but no consistency, full of people with talent but no discipline. Talent without discipline means nothing. Dreams without discipline stay dreams. Potential without discipline stays wasted. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. So stop waiting for motivation to save you. Stop expecting life to suddenly become easier. Stop depending on emotions that change every day. Instead, build habits, build routines, build standards for yourself. Do the work when you feel inspired. Do the work when you feel tired. Do the work when nobody believes in you. Do the work when progress is invisible. Because in the end, discipline will take you places motivation never could. And one day, when your life changes, when your mindset becomes stronger, when your dreams become reality, you will realize something powerful. The secret was never motivation. The secret was discipline all along. Small habits create massive results because success is never built in one giant moment. It is built quietly, daily, through repeated actions that most people ignore. Everybody wants a big transformation, but very few people respect the small steps that create it. People love dramatic success stories, but they do not see the thousands of ordinary decisions that happen behind the scenes. They see the victory, but not the discipline. They see the outcome, but not the habits. The truth is, your life is shaped by what you do consistently, not occasionally. One workout will not make you fit. One book will not make you wise. One day of hard work will not make you successful. But repeated daily, these small actions become powerful enough to completely transform your future. That is how growth works. Most people underestimate the power of small habits because the results are invisible at first. When you begin improving yourself, nothing changes overnight. You wake up early for a few days and your life still looks the same. You start exercising and your body still looks the same. You start learning a skill and you still feel average. That is the dangerous stage because many people quit there. They believe their effort is useless because they cannot see immediate results. But success is not immediate. Success is accumulated. Every small action is like placing one brick. One brick alone looks meaningless. But if you keep laying bricks every single day, eventually you build something strong enough to change your entire life. The people who succeed understand this. They trust the process even when progress is slow. And that is what separates winners from quitters. Quitters focus only on instant T results. Winners focus on daily habits. A person who becomes financially successful usually did not change their life with one paycheck. They changed it through disciplined habits, saving money, learning skills, staying patient, making wise decisions repeatedly over time. A person who becomes mentally strong did not wake up powerful overnight. They built that mindset through small daily choices, controlling emotions, staying focused, practicing discipline, and refusing to give up. Everything great starts small. A giant tree begins as a tiny seed. A strong body begins with one workout. A successful business begins with one idea. A powerful mindset begins with one disciplined decision. Never underestimate small beginnings. The problem is that people often chase motivation instead of systems. They want quick results instead of sustainable habits. They get excited for a few days, then disappear when things become repetitive. But repetition is where transformation lives. The gym becomes powerful because of repetition. Learning becomes powerful because of repetition. Confidence becomes powerful because of repetition. Your habits are programming your future every single day. If you constantly procrastinate, you are building a habit of delay. If you constantly complain, you are building a mindset of negativity. If you constantly waste time, you are training yourself to stay average. But if you consistently improve, even in small ways, you are slowly building a stronger version of yourself. That is why habits matter more than goals. Goals give direction, but habits create results. Anyone can say they want success. Anyone can say they want a better life, but your actions reveal the truth. What you do daily matters more than what you say occasionally. Your future is hidden inside your routine. Look at your habits closely. How do you spend your mornings? What do you feed your mind every day? What do you do when nobody is watching? Do your habits move you closer to your dreams or further away from them? Because every habit has a consequence. Small positive habits may not feel life-changing today, but over months and years, they become unstoppable. Reading 10 pages a day may not seem impressive, but over time, that becomes dozens of books and thousands of new ideas. Saving a small amount of money consistently may not seem important, but over years, it creates economic stability. Practicing discipline daily may not feel exciting, but eventually it creates a mindset that can overcome almost anything. Success compounds, and so does failure. That is why bad habits are dangerous. A small bad decision repeated daily becomes a destructive lifestyle. 1 hour wasted may not seem serious, but repeated every day, it becomes years of lost potential. One excuse may feel harmless, but repeated constantly, it becomes your identity. People do not destroy their lives overnight. They destroy them through repeated negative habits. In the same way, people do not transform their lives overnight either. They transform them through repeated positive habits. This is why consistency is more important than intensity. Many people go extremely hard for 1 week, then quit. They try to change everything at once, burn out, and return to old patterns. But real growth is sustainable. It is about showing up repeatedly, even when the effort feels small. A person who walks every day will eventually go farther than someone who sprints once and gives up. Small habits teach patience. They teach discipline. They teach commitment. They force you to trust the process even before the rewards appear. And that is difficult because modern society is addicted to instant gratification. People want immediate success, immediate attention, immediate rewards. But real greatness takes time. You cannot rush mastery. You cannot rush growth. You cannot rush transformation. The strongest people are often the most patient people because they understand that every small action matters. Think about the person you want to become. That version of you is not created by one massive decision. It is created by daily habits repeated over and over again. The confident person became confident through practice. The successful person became successful through consistency. The disciplined person became disciplined by choosing growth every day. Nobody accidentally becomes great. Greatness is trained. And the beautiful thing about habits is that they eventually become automatic. At first, discipline feels difficult. Waking up early feels hard. Studying feels hard. Staying focused feels hard. But over time, those actions become part of who you are. What once felt uncomfortable becomes natural. That is how identities change. A person does not become healthy by wishing for healthier. They become healthy by practicing healthy habits. A person does not become successful by dreaming about success. They become successful by building successful routines. Your habits are shaping your identity every single day. Every disciplined action is a vote for the person you want to become. And remember this, tiny improvements are never wasted. Even when progress feels invisible, something is changing inside you. Your mind is becoming stronger. Your character is becoming sharper. Your standards are rising. Every day you stay committed, you are separating yourself from the version of you that wanted to quit. One day people will look at your success and think it happened suddenly. They will see the confidence, the strength, the results, and they will assume you were lucky. But they will not understand the truth. The truth is that your success was built quietly through small habits nobody noticed. The early mornings, the repeated effort, the discipline when nobody was watching, the consistency during difficult seasons. That is where your future is created. So never ignore the power of small actions. Never believe that tiny improvements are meaningless. Every great life is built one habit at a time. Because small habits, repeated consistently, eventually create massive results. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts for years. That is one of the hardest truths about life. Every person will experience pain. Nobody escapes it. The only difference is the type of pain they choose. One pain leads to growth, strength, and a better future. The other pain leads to disappointment, frustration, and endless what ifs. Discipline hurts for a moment, but regret can stay with you forever. Most people spend their lives trying to avoid discomfort. They want everything to feel easy. They avoid hard work, difficult conversations, sacrifice, responsibility, and commitment. They choose comfort because comfort feels safe in the moment. Sleeping longer feels easier than waking up early. Quitting feels easier than continuing. Giving up feels easier than pushing through struggle. But comfort has a hidden price. Every time you avoid discipline, you are often creating future regret. The student who refuses to study feels comfortable today, but later feels the pain of missed opportunities. The person who avoids exercise feels comfortable now, but later struggles with health and low confidence. The person who wastes years procrastinating eventually looks back with deep disappointment, realizing they could have become so much more. That is the dangerous thing about regret. It grows heavier with time. Discipline may hurt in the present, but regret attacks the future. And regret is one of the most painful emotions a human being can experience because it constantly reminds you of what could have been. It whispers questions into your mind late at night. What if I had worked harder? What if I had stayed focused? What if I had believed in myself? What if I had not wasted so much time? Those questions can haunt people for years. That is why discipline matters so much. Discipline protects your future from regret. It forces you to endure temporary discomfort so you can experience long-term reward. And most of the things that truly improve your life require discomfort in the beginning. Building a strong body requires pain. Building a successful career requires sacrifice. Building confidence requires facing fear. Building discipline requires doing difficult things repeatedly. There is no shortcut around it. GR. Oath and comfort cannot live in the same place. The reason discipline feels painful is because it demands something from you. It demands effort when you are tired. It demands focus when you are distracted. It demands patience when you want immediate results. It forces you to become stronger than your excuses. And excuses are dangerous because they always sound convincing in the moment. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired today. One more day won't matter. I'll do it later. But later becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And eventually years pass while nothing changes. That is how regret is born. Not through one giant mistake, but through repeated moments of avoiding discipline. The painful part is that time never stops moving. Whether you work hard or stay lazy, the clock keeps ticking. Whether you stay focused or waste your potential, life keeps moving forward. One day you wake up and realize that opportunities have passed, years are gone, and the version of yourself you could have become no longer exists. That realization hurts far more than temporary discipline ever could. Imagine two people. One chooses discipline. They wake up early, stay focused, resist distractions, and work toward their goals consistently. It is hard at first. They struggle. They feel tired. They doubt themselves. But over time, their life improves. Their confidence grows. Their mindset becomes stronger. Their future expands. The other chooses comfort. They avoid effort. They delay their goals. They waste time chasing temporary pleasure. At first, life feels easier for them. Less pressure, less sacrifice, less struggle. But years later, they look around and realize they stayed in the same place while others grew. One person experienced temporary pain. The other experienced lasting regret. That is why discipline is actually an act of self-respect. It is choosing to suffer now so your future self can live better later. Every disciplined decision says, I care enough about my future that I'm willing to sacrifice comfort today. And sacrifice is necessary for greatness. Nobody becomes extraordinary while constantly choosing the easiest path. The strongest people are often the people who learn how to endure discomfort without giving up. They understand that pain is part of growth. Think about athletes training for competition. Their muscles burn. Their bodies ache. Their minds get exhausted. But they continue because they know the pain is temporary. They know the struggle is shaping them into something stronger. The same applies to life. The pain of studying is temporary. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of hard work is temporary. But the rewards can last a lifetime. Meanwhile, regret can stay inside someone for decades. Many older people do not regret the risks they took. They regret the risk they never took. They regret staying comfortable. They regret not believing in themselves sooner. They regret wasting years doubting their potential. That is why you cannot allow fear or comfort to control your life. The discomfort you feel while chasing your dreams is normal. Feeling tired is normal. Feeling challenged is normal. Every meaningful goal comes with difficulty attached to it. But difficulty is not a sign to quit. It is a sign that growth is happening. Pressure creates strength. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you become mentally stronger. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more. You build resilience. You develop character. You slowly become the type of person who can handle challenges. Engage instead of running from them. And character matters more than comfort. Comfort keeps you weak if you stay there too long. Discipline forces you to evolve. A disciplined person may struggle temporarily, but they gain confidence because they know they can trust themselves. They know they can continue even when things become difficult. That self-respect becomes powerful because deep down they know they earned it. Regret does the opposite. Regret destroys confidence because it reminds you of promises you failed to keep. It reminds you of wasted opportunities and ignored potential. Over time, regret becomes heavier because you cannot change the past. You can only wish you had acted differently. That is why the best time to become disciplined is now, not next month, not next year, now. Because every day matters. Every decision matters. Every action is either building your future or damaging it. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to stop choosing comfort over growth every single time. Small acts of discipline repeated daily can completely change your life. Waking up earlier, staying focused longer, training harder, learning consistently. These small choices may further the pain now, but they create a future you will be proud of. And one day, when your life improves, when your mindset becomes stronger, when your dreams start becoming reality, you will realize something important. The pain you once feared was actually preparing you for greatness. The early mornings, the sacrifices, the discipline, the struggle, none of it was permanent. But if you had quit, if you had chosen comfort every time, the regret would have lasted far longer. So choose the pain that builds you, not the pain that destroys you. Choose discipline now, so you do not spend the rest of your life wishing you had. Your future is built by what you do consistently, because success is not created by random moments of effort. It is created by repeated actions, repeated thoughts, repeated habits, and repeated decisions over time. Every single day, whether you realize it or not, you are building your future. The way you think, the way you work, the way you spend your time, and the way you respond to challenges are shaping the life you will eventually live. Most people think the future appears suddenly. They think one lucky opportunity, one perfect moment, or one breakthrough will. I completely change everything. But the truth is that your future is being built quietly right now through the small things you do every day. What seems insignificant today becomes powerful tomorrow. A single day may not change your life, but repeated days absolutely will. One workout may not transform your body. One productive day may not create success. 1 hour of studying may not make you an expert. But when those actions become consistent, they become unstoppable. Consistency is powerful because it compounds. Small efforts repeated daily grow into massive results over time. That is how real transformation happens. Not through giant overnight changes, but through disciplined repetition. The problem is that many people underestimate consistency because the results are slow in the beginning. They want immediate rewards. They want instant success. They want proof that their effort is working right away. But life does not always reward you instantly. Sometimes the greatest progress is happening invisibly. Think about planting a seed. For a long time, nothing appears above the ground. To someone impatient, it may look like nothing is happening. But underneath the surface, roots are growing. Strength is developing. Preparation is happening. Eventually, the growth becomes visible. Your future works the same way. Every disciplined action is planting a seed. Every positive habit is building roots. Every moment you refuse to quit is preparing you for something greater. Even when you cannot see results immediately, your consistency is shaping who you are becoming. That is why your daily routine matters so much. How you spend your mornings matters. What you feed your mind matters. What you do with your free time matters. Who you surround yourself with matters. Because repeated behaviors create your identity. If you constantly procrastinate, you become someone who delays growth. If you constantly complain, you become someone trapped in negativity. If you constantly avoid responsibility, you build a weak mindset. But if you consistently work hard, stay disciplined, and keep improving, you slowly become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Your life always moves in the direction of your habits. And habits are powerful because they eventually become automatic. At first, discipline requires effort. Staying focused feels difficult. Waking up early feels uncomfortable. Staying committed feels exhausting. But over time, consistency changes you. What once felt hard becomes natural. You no longer fight yourself every day because growth has become part of your identity. That is how successful people are created. Not because they are always motivated, not because they are lucky, but because they train themselves to stay consistent. Anybody can work hard for one day. Anybody can feel inspired for 1 week. But can you stay focused for months? Can you stay committed during difficult seasons? Can you continue when progress feels slow? That is what builds a powerful future. Consistency separates dreamers from achievers. Dreamers talk about what they want. Achievers build it daily. Dreamers wait for perfect conditions. Achievers create momentum through action. Dreamers depend on emotions. Achievers depend on emotions. Achievers depend on discipline. And the scary part is this: inconsistency also builds your future. Just like positive habits can improve your life, negative habits can slowly destroy it. Wasting time every day may not seem dangerous in the moment, but over years it becomes lost potential. Constant excuses may feel harmless now, but eventually they creep. 8, regret. Every repeated negative decision pushes you further away from the person you could become. That is why every day matters. Not because you must be perfect, but because your future is being shaped by repetition. The small things you repeatedly do become the big things your life is known for later. A person who becomes successful financially usually builds strong habits over time. A person who becomes mentally strong practices resilience repeatedly. A person who becomes respected stayed disciplined long after others gave up. Greatness is built slowly. And many people quit too early because they cannot handle the slow process. They want immediate recognition. They want fast results. But true growth requires patience. You must be willing to work in silence before success becomes visible. The strongest people are often the people who kept showing up when nobody noticed. They kept learning, kept improving, kept sacrificing, kept believing. While others stopped, they stayed consistent. That consistency eventually separated them from everyone else. Imagine 2 people starting at the same place. One person improves just a little every day. They stay disciplined, focused, and committed. The other person keeps delaying growth, waiting for motivation and making excuses. At first, their lives may look similar, but after years, the difference becomes massive. One built momentum, the other built regret. That is the power of consistency. It may look small today, but over time, it creates completely different futures. And understand this clearly. Your future is not created only during big moments. It is created during ordinary moments. The moments when nobody is watching. The moments when you choose between comfort and growth. The moments when you decide whether to keep going or quit. Those moments matter more than people realize. Because character is built through repeated choices. Every time you stay disciplined, you strengthen your mindset. Every time you continue despite difficulty, you build resilience. Every time you refuse to quit, you become stronger mentally and emotionally. Over time, consistency creates confidence. Why? Because confidence comes from evidence. When you repeatedly keep promises to yourself, you begin to trust yourself. You begin to trust yourself. You no longer need constant motivation because your actions have already proven who you are. You become to someone reliable, someone focused, someone disciplined. And that identity changes everything. People often wish for a better future while repeating the same habits every day. But nothing changes until your actions change. You cannot build an extraordinary life with average discipline. You cannot expect greatness while remaining inconsistent. Your future responds to what you repeatedly do. If you consistently improve yourself, your future improves. If you consistently waste your potential, your future suffers. That is why successful people protect their routines so carefully. They understand that daily habits are shaping long-term outcomes. They know that every focused hour, every sacrifice, every disciplined decision is an investment in the future they want. And eventually those investments pay off. One day people will see your results and think it happened suddenly. They will see your confidence, your success, your strength, and assume it came easily. But they will not see the years of consistency behind it. They will not see the mornings you wanted to quit, but kept going. The nights you stayed focused while others were distracted. The sacrifices nobody applauded. The high bits nobody noticed. But those quiet moments built your future. That is why you must respect consistency, even when results are invisible. Every disciplined action matters. Every focused day matters. Every positive habit matters. Because your future is not something waiting for you ahead. Your future is something you are creating right now through what you do consistently every single day. Before you leave this video, I want you to understand something deeply. Your life is not going to change because you watched one motivational speech. Your life is going to change when you finally decide that enough is enough. Enough excuses, enough wasted time, enough doubting yourself, enough living below your potential. There is another version of you waiting on the other side of discipline. A stronger version, a focused version, a confident version, a version of you that no longer quits when life gets hard. But that version cannot be created through comfort. It is created through sacrifice, through consistency, through showing up every single day, even when nobody is clapping for you. And listen carefully, years from now, you will either thank yourself for staying disciplined or you will regret wasting the time you had today. The choice is happening right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Every morning you wake up, life asks you one question. Are you serious about your future? And how you respond determines everything. Because successful people are not always the smartest. They are not always the most talented. Many times they are simply the people who refuse to stop. The people who stayed disciplined while everyone else kept making excuses. So when this video ends, do not just feel inspired for a few minutes and then go back to the same habits. Do not let this become another temporary emotion. Take action. Wake up earlier. Work harder. Stay focused. Protect your goals. Control your habits. Become obsessed with improving your life. And understand this, nobody is coming to save you. Your future is your responsibility. Your dreams are your responsibility. Your discipline is your responsibility. That may sound heavy, but it is also powerful because it means your life is still in your hands. No matter how many mistakes you made, no matter how much time you wasted, no matter how difficult life has been, you still have the power to change your direction. But you must decide. You must decide that your goals matter more than distractions. You must decide that growth matters more than comfort. You must decide that your future matters more than temporary pleasure. Because one discipline year can completely change your entire life. 1 year of focus, 1 year of sacrifice, 1 year of consistency, 1 year of refusing to quit. That is all it takes to become unrecognizable. And one day the people who laughed at your grind will respect your success. The people who doubted your vision will be shocked by your transformation. But most importantly, you will finally become proud of yourself. Proud because you did not give up. Proud because you kept fighting. Proud because you mastered yourself. So after this video ends, remember this sentence for the rest of your life. Discipline is painful for a moment, but regret is painful forever. Choose discipline. Choose growth. Choose the life you deserve. And never stop becoming the person you were born to be.